In 2007, a man stepped onto a stage holding a small device and changed the world forever. He held up a sleek piece of glass and metal, and with a few simple words, he ushered in a new era. The audience erupted, but they didn't yet grasp the full scale of what they were witnessing. This wasn't just a new phone, it was a portal to a new way of life. But who was this man in the black turtleneck and blue jeans? How did he manage to transform a simple piece of hardware into a global revolution that would reshape communication, culture, and commerce for generations to come? What drove him to relentlessly pursue a vision that so many others deemed impossible? To understand the revolution, we have to go back to the beginning. Born in 1955 in San Francisco, California, Steve Jobs was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, a working-class couple who promised his biological mother he would go to college. From a very early age, Steve was different. He was curious, willful, and saw the world not just for what it was, but for what it could be. He was fascinated by electronics, but not just the circuits and wires. He saw them as tools, as extensions of human creativity, as brushes for a new kind of artist. It was in a small, unassuming garage in Los Altos, alongside his friend, the engineering wizard Steve Wozniak, that the seeds of a global phenomenon were planted. They didn't have funding, they didn't have a business plan, they had something far more powerful, a shared vision. A vision to put a computer in the hands of everyday people. This wasn't about building a machine, it was about starting a movement. The Apple I was born from this humble partnership, a testament to what passion and ingenuity could achieve with little more than a dream and a soldering iron. The garage days quickly gave way to a burgeoning empire. Apple went public, and by his late 20s, Steve Jobs was a millionaire, a tech icon, the face of a new generation of entrepreneurs. The Macintosh, with its groundbreaking graphical user interface and mouse, promised to make computing intuitive and accessible to everyone. It was a beautiful machine, a work of art, but the success was a double-edged sword. Jobs' passion was often perceived as abrasive, his uncompromising vision seen as tyranny. He pushed his teams to their limits, demanding perfection, demanding the impossible. And in 1985, the unthinkable happened. Following a boardroom power struggle, the very man who co-founded Apple was unceremoniously fired from his own company. It was a public humiliation, a brutal fall from grace. For many, this would have been the end of the story. The visionary had been cast out of his own kingdom. From the pinnacle of glory to a sudden, shocking exile, it seemed the dream had died. But Steve Jobs refused to be defined by his failure. In fact, he would later call being fired from Apple the best thing that could have ever happened to him. Freed from the weight of his own success, he was forced to be a beginner again. This period of exile became one of the most creative chapters of his life. He founded Next, a computer company that, while not a commercial giant, developed incredibly advanced technology that would be crucial later on. And then he did something that seemed completely unrelated. He acquired a small computer graphics division from George Lucas and turned it into Pixar Animation Studios. He saw the potential in a team of storytellers and animators who are using technology to create magic. Under his leadership, Pixar released Toy Story, the world's first computer-animated feature film, and revolutionized the entire animation industry. While the world watched Apple struggle, Jobs was quietly building the future, piece by piece, proving that his vision extended far beyond personal computers. He was learning, evolving, and preparing for his second act. By 1997, Apple was on the brink of collapse. The company he had built was just weeks away from bankruptcy, its product line was a mess, and its innovative spirit had vanished. In a move that shocked the tech world, Apple bought Next, and in doing so, brought Steve Jobs back home. He didn't just return as a founder, he returned as a savior. His first order of business was ruthless. He slashed the convoluted product line, focusing the company on just a few key products. He famously drew a simple 4-quadrant grid on a whiteboard: 2 for consumers, 2 for professionals, 2 for desktops, 2 for portables. This is what we need, he declared. He renewed the company's focus on elegant design and user experience. The Think Different ad campaign was launched, celebrating the rebels, the misfits, the troublemakers, celebrating the very spirit of Apple that had been lost. Then came the iMac, a candy-colored all-in-one computer that made desktops fun and fashionable again. It was a smash hit. Then came the iPod, which put 1,000 songs in your pocket and completely changed the music industry. Apple was not just back, it was cooler, stronger, and more innovative than ever. But the biggest revolution was yet to come. For years, rumors had swirled about Apple making a phone. The market was dominated by clunky devices with physical keyboards and styluses. They were functional, but not magical. Jobs saw an opportunity to redefine the entire category. His team worked in secret, under immense pressure, to combine 3 revolutionary products into one: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communicator. In 2007, he stood on that stage and unveiled the iPhone. It had no physical keyboard. You controlled it with the most natural pointing device in the world, your finger. It was sleek, intuitive, and powerful. It wasn't just a product. It was a philosophy made tangible, the idea that technology should be so simple and elegant that it becomes invisible, serving humanity in a seamless, beautiful way. The launch of the iPhone wasn't just a product release, it was a cultural reset. It unleashed a tidal wave of innovation, giving birth to the app economy and fundamentally changing how we work, play, connect, and live our lives. Today, more than 1 billion people around the world carry a device in their pockets that is a direct descendant of that vision, born in a garage and perfected through failure and relentless determination. Steve Jobs' legacy isn't just in the balance sheets of one of the world's most valuable companies. It's in the photos we share, the music we stream, the information we access, and the connections we maintain every single day. He wasn't just a businessman or an inventor. He was a dreamer, an artist, a master storyteller who saw the future and willed it into existence. He truly believed in the power of an idea, and he lived by his own famous words: "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest setbacks are the setups for our greatest comebacks. It leaves us with a question: what will be the next idea that changes everything? What crazy idea do you have that could change the world? Thank you so much for watching. If you were inspired by this story and want to discover more about the ideas and individuals that have shaped our world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got many more stories to share. Until next time, stay curious and think different.